But when you're deadlifting from the floor, you get a lot of posterior chain in there, a lot of legs, a lot of glute, a lot of lower back. So once again, this allows you to isolate the muscle better, which is the lat we're targeting here. Now, it's very important on these, when you come all the way to the top, you want to flex your back every single time. Yeah, those feel good. I like to put the platform like an inch below my knee or around the knee, and that's what I feel works best for me. That just isolate the lat portion of this deadlift. So give it a try. Here we have T-bar row, and this is a really cool attachment Fit Club has. It allows you to get an extra range of motion. Whew. Yeah, this attachment right here, a chest supported row machine. Now it's important to get a lot of chest supported rows in your back routine because it allows you to get a really good stretch when your chest can't go forward. And then when you come back, I like to lean back a little bit and get an extra contraction. Yeah, this machine feels really good. Okay, here we have an old school Cybex close grip pull down machine. Now it's important to get a close grip pull down or row in your routine because it allows you to, if you're doing a pull down, to drive your elbows towards the ground, but in an inward position instead of outward. So it's just hitting the lat at a different angle. Yeah, it's actually a cool machine because it's kind of like free motion, so you could angle it out if you want. I don't know if you saw, but yeah, old school Cybex pieces are the best, man. Hey, back day was a success. Get this shit going. A couple different machines today. That close grip old school Cybex piece, man, that is a cool piece, man. But like I said with the close grip stuff, you definitely need to get some close grip in there. Just because you can hit your lats from the outer angle and then the close angle. Because if you hit it at every angle possible, you're more likely to hit the whole muscle. So always hit it at every angle and always try different things. But the basics are going to work, like your T-bar rows and your rack pulls. And man, honestly, those rack pulls, they get a lot of flack, but they felt good today, man. When it comes to isolating your muscle, if you take away half a deadlift movement, you really just get the back part on the upper. Because when you're pulling from the ground, it's a lot of leg and lower back and core. But I am a believer in deadlifts if you do them with right form and if you don't go too heavy. I think deadlifts are a workout you could do. And maybe I'll deadlift next back day. We'll see. And another thing with that T-bar row, honestly, without that attachment, I don't know if I would have done it. So if you gotta inspect your gym and see everything they have, all the attachments and pieces. But if I didn't have that attachment, I would just use the close grip cable row that I was doing, put it under the T-bar and row it. But I would have to use smaller plates than 45s because my range of motion would be way less. So maybe use 25s if you don't have that attachment. But either way, T-bar row is a back day staple. Your T-bar rows, your barbell rows, your dumbbell rows, your deadlifts, your rack pulls, pull-ups, those are all your meat and potato movements for back. Another thing that felt good was that chest-supported machine row. Chest-supported row might be my favorite back workout, honestly. I get a really good stretch and contraction on them. I know everyone does, but you should probably have 2 to 3 chest-supported rows, depending on what your gym has to offer and what angles you have. I would say 1 to 3 in your routine at least, because you need to stretch the lat and then load it and then fully contract it as you pull back. That, like I was saying on the video yesterday for chest, it's really all about stretching that muscle, because when you stretch that muscle, you're giving it a reason to grow and expand and get bigger. My next day in the gym would be shoulders. I just did 3 days in a row, legs, chest, back. I might be able to power through some shoulders tomorrow. I mean, we'll see. But, I don't like to do shoulder press with a sore chest. I mean, when you're doing shoulder press, there is some chest in there. I just, it's kind of pointless for me. Like I was saying, videos ago, if you're sore, you're probably going to get more benefit out of resting than training, especially if the sore muscle is it's one of the muscle groups, like a primary, secondary, or third muscle group in the system you're training. So if you're training shoulders, you're most likely going to hit a little chest and tricep in there. So I'm a big believer in, if you're sore, take off. But, it's really what you want to do. If you want to go and that makes you happy, then go. But, speaking of going, let's finish up this cardio and get in the car and get out of here. All right. Good back pump. I think my back double looked good. Nothing's better than hitting a back double with a back pump, man. Whew. Although I am starting to like my side tricep as well too, after seeing the videos yesterday. Either way, it's all a work in progress. Saturday, UFC just went down. And, I'm training back. I like live sports, but I'm in the mindset. I'm like, why would I pay to watch someone else when I could go work on my own stuff? I mean, of course I like to watch every once in a while, but I'll watch the big ones. Like if McGregor was fighting, I'd buy it probably. But for now, we're on the grind, because I think this is video number 16 or 17, one of those. And they're flying by quick, man. They say, don't count the days, make the days count. Man, I just trained 3 days in a row, legs, chest, back. It's the start of my split. So now I have shoulders and arms left. Right, so I could take off tomorrow, or I could just power through and train shoulders. Who knows? I've gone no days off. I've done day on, day off, day on, day off. Just really go with the flow, man. I mean, I'm probably most likely going to go tomorrow, but we'll see. There's Sunday football, and who knows where the day will take you. But being a fitness content creator in Las Vegas, it's kind of like being in like the best place you could possibly be if you're making fitness content with all the gyms, the Mr. Olympia. And speaking of the Olympia, man, Nick Walker pulled out. God, it sucks as a bodybuilding fan. Of course that sucks, but it kind of makes me feel bad because I just feel bad for him because I just know how much it means to him, and man, it's got to be tough 2 years in a row. So first year was physical. Sounds like the second year was mental. Body's not responding, but he's young, man. He just turned 30. He's just entering his prime. I think it was a good move. And if that's the thing with bodybuilding, man. You could do literally everything perfect, but if you're stressed out or you're mental, something's wrong with your mental capabilities, your physique is going to follow the mind. So if you're not mentally in it, man, and this can just go for just anyone, like regular people like me and you, just like lifestyle people in the gym. You could be doing everything perfect, but if you're mentally not right, you're not going to make any progress in any aspect in life. So I always like to make sure, mentally I'm good before I'm trying to do anything physically. And when it comes to just being all good mental, I feel like clarity has a lot to do with it. Just knowing your purpose, knowing what you have to do, having a plan, and just not walking around aimlessly through life. So if you are struggling with anything mentally, do everything you can for that clarity. And for me, it was a plan. Because I made short form content my whole life. Wow, 10 years since I was a kid, and I just started this long form stuff. And I made a plan. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try long form. We'll see how it goes. And I think it's going well. We're on video 16, I think, and we will keep it up. But let's say even if it was going bad, I would still do it because nothing worth doing comes right away. Like you have to work at something and do it for a long period of time, and then you pick your head up and see what you accomplished and see what it's done or how's it going. And because anyone could just try something for a short period of time, but if you're not going to do it for a long period of time, you're not going to succeed in anything. You have to do it for a while, and I like doing it. So that's all that matters, right? But yeah, back. Man, I'm starting to really love back day, man. It took me years, but to connect with my back, and once you connect with it, man, it feels great. It's a good pump. I just look forward to hitting that back double, man. But like I said on other videos, I am a torso dominant guy. I really need to bring my arms up, and trust me, I'm trying. But I've measured my wingspan before. It's around like 6'4", 6'5". I have really long arms. I was a basketball player growing up, so that's my struggle. But we've had the long limb talk already. So my focus will always be arms, then legs, then my torso stuff. But you should have a good understanding of your height and weight, your wingspan, just how your body mechanics all measure up. Because once you know all that stuff, you're going to know what kind of equipment and movements are going to work best for you. So they say, physiques that are arm dominant have a hard time developing their back because when they're doing rows, they're just rowing with their bicep, their arm the whole time. And physiques that aren't limb dominant have good torsos because they're actually using their back or chest to train instead of their arms. So it's a double-edged sword. Not a lot of people are perfect. And the people who are, those are the Mr. Olympia champs. So just leave it for those guys. But if you're just a regular guy trying to look good like me, then evaluate your physique and bring up what you need to bring up. But maybe I should add another arm day. We'll see. But like I said before, sometimes the lower volume stuff is what you're going to respond better to. But we will see. But either way, we are on schedule for shoulders next. And I love me a good shoulder day, man. But yeah, that the T-bar row and the rack pulls were kind of the highlight for me today. It's just a nice little reminder that I should be doing those more. It's just, you know, when it comes to back, you want to do those heavy bent over movements and really load up your back when you're bent over. And that's going to develop your overall whole back, like similar to what a squat, just a barbell squat does for your leg. Any bent over row is going to do for your back. So the the bent over rows and the chest supporter rows. So I would like to do the heavy bent over stuff first, and then you do the chest supporter rows after to really isolate and pump up the blood into the muscle. But that was good for the talk today and good back day. We got shoulders tomorrow or rest. We'll see how I'm feeling in the morning. But I will see you then. So see you in the next video, guys. Peace.